And then if you go, the participants will be able to see. I always pull the participants over on the screen that's in front of me. Cheers are so.
Think we should be good.
Okay. No participants coming in? Okay.
Not yet.
Is it 5 o'clock yet? Not yet.
Well, it's not yet according to
Oh,
my
1 minute now.
Timex here.
Make sure I have the right meeting up.
How do we get so big up there?
It's because she's right in front of us, like
Oh,
literally in
Oh,
front of
yeah,
us.
probably one.
Probably good for hearing.
Yeah.
It might make the sound better. That's
Yeah.
out for people in the world.
Right, because we're also around
Oh,
it,
yeah, 'cause
right?
it's
And it's a
close to
hard
there.
table, it's not a
Yeah,
speaker thing.
right.
Yeah.
New chair?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a coffin, actually.
If anyone gets overwhelmed, we can lie them down.
Right.
It might not be its final resting place.
No, that's
but
it.
I like to. Cause we have that like hard bench upstairs, but
Right.
it's not very comfy.
It's not inviting. And there's probably, I bet Leslie could tell you how old it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's probably,
It's right signed by.
it probably was from the old town hall, because if I remember correctly from being in there a long time ago, there was benches over there. When I was a kid, they used to have events
All
over
the
there.
piles of town reports.
I think there's benches over there, so it
1947.
may actually be from down, so it could go over probably back to the town.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can,
can you
yeah,
verify yours?
want me to verify, want me to click on to the meeting?
Yeah,
Out of
just to make sure I have the right Zoom
testing,
link.
sure.
That's one time I started a different link, and it wasn't very helpful.
Oh, I've done that. More so with Teams, because I am not skilled at Teams, I struggle with Teams.
They're always dressed different enough.
Yeah, hold on, let me go back, I have it bookmarked. There you go. I'm not on the internet. No, I'm connected. All right, let's try that again.
Oh, okay, it's working.
You sure? Okay.
Now I see people coming.
Can't load this page. Okay, so if you see people coming in, then we'll know they found it, right? Yep. All right, so then I will call the Shutesbury Selectboard to order for August 26th, 2025, at 5 p.m. So to review the agenda, we have public comment, and then items under our general business are approving minutes from 8/12, appointment to the Historical Commission, two appointments to the Historical Commission, review and vote on revised town announcement policy, reviews and sign Wellingham proposal for tax rate, review and sign cover letter and payment in lieu of taxes from Temos, and check in with gate and dam keeper Howie Kinder. Then the TA report and adjourn. Was there anything else we wanted to? The topic you had said was gonna put in the TA report.
Yep.
Was there anything else?
We just might want to do Howie early in the agenda, if that's.
Yeah, we
okay
can,
with him.
yeah.
I don't know if he wants, maybe he wants to stay here all night, I don't know.
Howie, would you like to be an earlier agenda item so that you? Okay, we'll move you forward. How about we do Howie, after the minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Any other adjustments, suggestions? Okay. With that, is there anyone who has public comment? And just a reminder for those on screen to use your raise hand feature in the room, raise your hand more traditionally. Does anyone have a public comment? Okay. Nope, all right. So going forward, do I hear, a motion to approve the minutes for August 12th, 2025?
Well, you do, except I have a couple little things. Of
Go ahead.
course.
Yeah. Well, you can say second to the motion and then we
Yeah,
can do any.
second.
Okay. And do we have any edits or?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
The edits, one of the edits I had was, in number 9,
Mhm.
it's, the sentence reads, the result will be a $17 loss of value for our recyclers. I think that's $17 a ton, right? Shouldn't it say per
Yeah,
ton?
per time. You
That's
were
all.
very right.
I emailed, excuse me, these changes to Brent earlier
Okay.
today. I think that's really all I
That
have.
was it, okay. All right. Um. So with those amendments, all those in favor of approving the minutes as amended,
Stalker eye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye. All right, and the check-in with the gate and dam keeper, Howie, do you want to come on over and have a seat? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's nice that he's gonna pull it down.
Yeah. I got 3 items, but
Okay, sure.
the first
let us-
one's on the Beaver Dam.
Okay, that's the culvert underneath.
The culvert
Yep.
is. I stopped checking it when they said that, Beaver Solutions was gonna take care of it.
Mhm.
And about a month or so ago, I was going by there. And I stopped just to take a look. And there is a pile of brush on the embankment. But there's a new beaver dam. And it's bigger than, better than the other one.
Hey,
Nature's engineers.
build back better, what do they say?
Yeah, I don't know who took out the dam. The other one, but, the material is still there, which should be taken away, actually, because I don't think conservation even likes to have stuff like that laying around. I don't either. But, the dam that he's building is now, I've checked today, is now within about 3 feet of the top of the culvert. So there's a space about like this. And
Yeah, and it's usually about 5 or 6 feet, right?
yeah,
for the
but
water to-
the beaver area is at least 12 inches higher than the lake. The lake is actually down about 5 inches because of the dryness, but,
Sure.
and he's at least another 12 inches up above that. And, the water's all murky and, stagnant, really, almost. And there's very little coming through into the lake, and we need as much water as we can get right now. And if I've never seen it like this at all. Because even when it gets down to a brook, it's always clear, and it's always clear on the other side because the water's moving, and it's not now. And that was put on the Beaver Dam.
Okay,
The other thing is, the removal of vegetation at the dam. The highway department started or did most of it just before 4th of July. They never did finish. So I went down and I talked to Dave. This is over a month ago, and they were gonna do it that afternoon. Well, it still hasn't been done. And I'm just wondering who was supposed to do it, because, I get the impression from, Dave that that's not the highway department's job. So if it isn't, need to know who is supposed to be doing, because that's even in their, inspection report, that said that has got to be kept clean. And it's at the northeast end of the spillway. In fact, in this picture, it's all this stuff right in there, it's supposed to be cut out,
Right.
and it's supposed to, everything's supposed to be cut now.
Okay.
They did a good job on the other part, but that's not the part, they didn't do that. And, see, the last thing is anything happening on our land deal for getting to the dam?
all the parking spot for you.
Because it's been over 2 years and nothing's gone forward, and we got, hopefully next year, they're gonna do some work on the dam. And they're gonna have to get equipment in there. And I don't know if I gave you one of these.
I think so, but I'll always take another.
Uh, and then look at them. What I put down what I think we need. This is actually the opening right now. It's 26 feet wide. You can park 2 vehicles.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to keep it 20 foot wide, drivable down through here, and the reason this is wider is because of the embankment that goes along.
Sure, yeah.
And I think that's the least amount that you need,
To get a big machine in there.
yeah. I got nothing before with that one.
Yeah.
And that's basically me.
Well, the first thing, the beaver thing, let's go one at a time, so what should we do, I guess, is the question, what do you think?
Well, oh, sorry.
Either, find somebody to take it out, cause it's gotta, it should go, cause it's not helping anything and
We didn't put the beaver,
it's, with beaver dam is there's what do they call it, Giardia?
Giardia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Giardia.
it's, the
Well, that's-
bacteria they release in the
And
water.
this would be the kind of the time of year to do it because it
That's
could
stagnant.
dissipate through the winter and it's in the spring. If they would, I've said this before, but if they would take the dam out in the spring and check it a couple times a week and pull the, cause that's what I've been doing for years. I just can't do it anymore. My balances, I'll be down there with the water.
It'd be cool
Yeah, right. Very cool. But I got a long extension hook that I used to, anything that was in there, I just pull it out and put it on the embankment. When we got a lot, Tim would send somebody down, they'd pick up the stuff and take it away. And after a while, it discourages them. But if you let them do what they're doing right now, they're gonna keep coming back and building and building and building. And it's getting close to winter, so
Mhm.
they're really working on it now to get it up there as high as they can. As much water as they can.
Right.
I have emails from Brennan and Beaver Solutions. I asked him just to print out the copy, and if you want, you can take this with you. So they said part of it is that they don't have heavy equipment to remove the dam. But also that they are very nervous about doing anything, particularly putting in a deceiver because of the camp and the way that it would impact access for the canoers.
Yeah, cause they
Cause
They
that,
launch
that's,
their canoes from the other side.
and he said that that's been a point of contention in the past, so they're reluctant, so that's a factor.
Hmm.
I would think that maybe the camp would even help out on something like this. If it affects them and all, I don't know.
Well, they don't have access now if there's a beaver
No,
dam in the
no.
way.
It's a good point. Yeah, right, yeah.
So whether it's a deceiver or a beaver dam, there's no
I
access.
think they've been going some other place because.
Yeah,
of it,
I
but
remember them hearing about, they go in Lake Tully or a few other places.
Yeah. And somebody says, well, let them take over across the road. Well, you don't want to see kids carrying canoes
No.
across the road.
Yeah, right.
I remember years ago when they used to come down and swim in the lake. That was, they'd come down as a group, but my God, traffic going by as you're going, there, walking that distance is, I wouldn't think be very good for kids.
Okay.
Oh, so what should we do? We still want to come up with a solution, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately, I'll play devil's advocate, Mr. Beaver probably should be moved on in some way.
Yeah, right.
They've done that in the past too.
Dispatched, but then there's also more beavers upstream,
Right,
right?
right.
Where one beaver leaves, the more can come.
But
I
also
wasn't
what
there.
happens too is you live in this one here in the winter, they have their little ones.
Mm.
Now, when they start and they can only stay as a family so long, and then they kick them out,
Yep.
you gotta go find
Yep.
your other area.
Yep.
And that's why we got them down now, because we haven't been taking care of them at all.
So I probably should look to see when the season for that.
Well, the state does have people that can get them out of season, they go through a different class. And they can go any time of the year. But they would want, if they're gonna trap them, they want the dam in.
Mhm.
So they can put their traps down. But once they're done, then the trap,
We may be thinking about this, because at this point, the bacteria backup of the Giardia is a public safety hazard.
yeah, between
And you
now.
don't need much to
No.
get that particular
Well,
infection.
also, it's not only the people, if a dog goes in,
Yep, they
and
can
he
get it,
carries
or other animals can get
Yeah.
it too,
they carry
and
it.
spread it.
'Cause I don't think anybody swims in that area, they have boats and stuff, but they don't have little, well. they don't
And you
float.
only need a few droplets of water to get
Yeah.
into your mouth or on your hand, and you can get
Yeah,
it. from
well,
eating
that's it, you
something.
go down to the shore to do something,
So we'll have to find a more permanent solution for our fever.
Am I hearing that we wanna look into trapping?
Yeah. Well, that's my feeling. What's your feeling?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's we have to deal with it.
Okay, and then you're saying that it would need to, the dam would have to be intact to trap it?
well, the trapper would tell you what he needs.
He'd prefer
But
probably
usually
something slowing the
But
water
usually
down.
you can't take the whole thing out, if they started taking it out and there's some there, then it's still active, cause they're gonna come back and
Okay,
try to build it, but he could tell you how much he needs of it.
okay,
But there's very little water coming through that, it's starting to get to the top, which they'll build it higher to stop that.
So after that, then it sounds like we need to have a conversation, maybe we invite the people at the camp to come to a select board meeting. Cause it does
We
seem
would
like,
have to include Concom again in that too.
but it does seem like there's a mutual interest in keeping it open. So, okay,
Yeah, if we get them to, help pay for it and so forth, that'll be good.
we split the cost, yeah,
Beaver is not cheap.
no.
I think the last time it cost us like $1,500.
To trap them.
Cause he comes and he charges for coming checking the trap too.
Okay, okay. I can look into that. For the abutter, no, there's not been any progress on that, but I can move forward on that. So we just wanna meet with the abutter because I think you had told me he's worried about liability.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
that's why I was always thinking you should buy it. And I know he doesn't wanna lose a lot of land, but
Mhm.
most of this is not. It's below his.
Side of the hill, yeah, and all that.
And it's not really, the only time he ever uses, he has a party and he might park people there.
Okay.
And he still could do that. So,
I may need to do a little legal homework just so I feel confident in reaching out to him.
and there's one brother.
If it's
lives-
not a sales situation or a buy situation, check on insurance options. To
Okay.
give them some peace of mind if it's just a,
Okay.
like
Yeah,
permission to park there sort of thing, right?
Okay,
the only thing with that is if somebody actually sues you, they're gonna sue us and they're gonna sue the person who owns the land.
Yeah, there may be something we can,
you know?
some legal thing we can figure out there.
No, owning the land would be the best solution.
Yeah.
For sure, if they would be willing to sell
Yeah,
it. It's not particularly valuable to anybody but us, really.
so he doesn't really use that part, like I say,
Yeah.
other than once a year if he has a big party, which he
Right.
didn't even have this year. And, they park over in that area, but I can't decide for them. what they
No, I
want.
know, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Only what I see.
We might have to talk to Dawn to see what we can.
Mhm.
Sign, have an agreement that they can't get sued or whatever, I don't know what they call that stuff, but.
Cause that was his main. Yeah, that's why he put the signs up and then I told him I'd put a chain up so maybe he could
I think
drive
they put some more no parking signs up along the road there.
down both sides. That'd make it easy.
No, I know, it's just fun to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Down both sides all the
Yeah.
way up to.
All right.
And then the removal of vegetation at the dam of highway, we do know that highway is down one person that's on paternity leave. So whoever does the mowing for them maybe,
maybe.
could do that. or? Yeah,
Also on that beaver dam, Board of Health put in,
oh yeah, the Board of Health, we should include that.
a couple of years ago that when we had this problem, that once it was cleaned, it will be kept clean. So somebody's supposed to be checking in anyhow. You know,
Mhm.
taking care of it.
Good point.
Yeah,
So we'll have to do Concom, Board of Health, camp.
Yeah, I think compound might know
Board.
about that rush if they don't.
Um, But I think we're at the point of. Since it's bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
all right,
Very good.
thanks,
Thank
Howard.
you, Howie, we appreciate it.
No, no, no.
All right. Now for the appointment of Janice Stone to the Historical Commission. I see Henry. There he is.
Yes, good afternoon all.
So we have, you were coming to us with two appointments to the Historical Commission, one Janice Stone and one Bert Fernandez.
Yes,
To the Historical Commission. Can you give us a little bit of background for everyone attending our meeting?
yeah, Janice and Bert have been part of the commission for at least 3 years now. Their term is up and they've decided to move on. Unfortunately, we've had not only Bert and Janice terms up, but Matteo Pangallo, who was on there, his term was up. So we're basically down lots of people. Both of them have, of course, over the years, Janice in particular, has served the commission quite well. I believe she was running the commission for a while. But yeah, they'd each like to alleviate the situation with quorum that we're having, and would be willing to work, at least in the case of Janice, for another year. And Bert, I guess his preference is to do this until we fill his seat.
Okay.
That's sort of the broad context.
So they both become temporary people, right? That's what you're saying.
Well, Janice would be certainly for a year. Bert is would prefer to do it on a monthly basis. He's thinking of maybe leaving the area at some point soon. You know.
Okay. So with that, thank you. Leslie.
Hi, I was part of, I'm an associate member on the commission, and I was part of the meeting where we couldn't get a quorum and begging Janice and Bert to stay. And I just wanted to add to what Henry has said, that Bert said he would like to be appointed as an associate member as soon as you find someone to place him as a member.
Okay.
Because he's been very helpful in pushing forward the scanning project. We're very slowly working on scanning records, and Bert has put in at least 8 hours in the last month on that, so you wouldn't be losing him. And we would like you to remember that when you appoint someone for him, and you immediately appoint him as associate member.
Okay. So transition him. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you, Leslie. And just one additional point. Yeah, Janice is also keen on seeing the town signpost project through. Since she's been on the ground floor for it, so it makes sense that she should be around.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
So, Eric, do you have any other questions?
I have no other questions.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to appoint Janice Stone to the Historical Commission?
So moved.
Okay, All those in favor?
Stalker, aye.
Make peace O'Neill, aye. Leslie, did you have a question?
I was gonna say, she specifically said a one-year term, so, and that will help spread out the term to ending.
Mhm.
So,
They won't
as
meet.
opposed
Yeah.
to everyone having to be a 3-year term,
Right.
then we'll get back in that 3-year term cycle.
Right. Thank you for that piece too, that's important. Do I hear a motion to appoint Bert Fernandez to the Historical Commission until a replacement can be found?
So move.
I'll second that, and all those in favor?
Stalker, aye.
Make peace O'Neill, aye.
Do you wanna sign at the end?
I'll sign it now, so we
Okay.
just keep track and do things as we,
There's 5 pieces of paper that need your signature.
okay?
Right, right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Henry.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Moving on to review and vote on revised town announced policy for the web committee. Just gonna bring this up. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. You're
You're
just
gonna like it.
eyeing that chair all night. I know you are.
It's also adjustable. If you feel you're too high, there's something down on the right you can adjust. Okay, so, the town announced policy, was revamped and, Gail, do you want to give us a rundown of it?
Yes, two things really have changed. One was the reason for this was being brought up was it was not clear to people who were wanting to send some kind of announcement, whether, under what circumstances was the town announcement policy appropriate. And the language in the policy that was then in play was vague, to say it the best.
Least.
So we've now given it some specific instances that would be helpful to figure out if this is the right place. Chiefly, it's for non-urgent stuff that's scheduled, a meeting or a luncheon or a walk or a program or something. And trying to distinguish, apart from this policy, trying to distinguish the use of this from code red, which is for urgent matters, which, I mean, that's telephone because you need an answer or a response right here. Email because, you know, it could sit on your desk for days and be no problem. The thing that's changed down below is adding the fact that images cannot be inserted nor attachments made to a town announcement, that we had some confusion with that. People who tried to do it, it's just because the way
The way-
MailChimp works.
right,
Yeah,
right.
It's a technical thing.
But a link could be added to bring them to that image or that. document
Absolutely,
on the
and
website.
that's specified. The links can be in the text of the account, so post it online or
Mhm.
anywhere, and it can be.
Right. Okay.
And people have used that very well with announcements of events.
Awesome, okay. Eric, did you have any questions or updates? I did have one question. So for scheduled things, so this just, if the highway department had a scheduled work time and they wanted to let the residents know a week in advance, would that be for this or code red? Because that's not an immediate, but it's we need you to know that this is going on.
I would put that, I think, in the same category with road closures. Even
if
though it's a
work.
even though it's
week out,
planned,
yeah.
this is a heads up,
Okay.
but it's that kind of a, it
Right,
has that kind of a
Yeah.
feel to it
Okay,
as opposed to a,
That was just a,
Picnic or a-
situation where it's a little
Yeah.
gray.
yeah.
Right, okay.
Maybe that would be, well, it'd be case by case, but probably anything that comes out of the highway department or the fire department or the police department would be code red,
Right,
just because
yeah.
it's,
And I've talked
Instant.
with, and I know you've talked with, or we both did actually, to Lenny about how to get people's phone numbers and updates in there. Cause we need to have a campaign to get some new information in there.
right.
Not everybody is
And how to
in
use the
code
code
red.
red application that's on.
Yeah, and pointing people to it.
And Gail made a really helpful document that lists where you can get all the information, like if I want this type of announcement, what do I do?
Yeah.
That was super helpful.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, perfect. All right. Do I hear a motion?
and the motion is to. accept the
Approve, yep, to approve the new town announcement policy, policy number 020813. Sorry, it's really tiny. My phone.
So moved.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor?
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Okay, and now it's time to review and sign Wellingham's proposal for setting the FY 26 tax rate. Leslie, is that
Would you
you?
like to come up too?
I'm not sure it's necessary,
Okay.
Maybe for the next part.
You'd like to come up, I know you.
In ancient times, we always made sure that those links didn't go off municipal kinds of sites, because then that lead people creating things that the town would want to be associated with. That was the thought a long time ago, and I'm not going to change any of your policies, but I think we'll be wary of that. Wary of sending the links to non-government, it could be state or regional government organizations, but you wouldn't, in the policy, you would just want to be cognizant that you don't want anybody putting a link to anywhere except government sites.
Yeah, town related things,
Makes sense.
not a personal website. Right.
Right. Or, yeah.
Or a company
private.
website, right.
Yeah.
So I can say on behalf of the Assessor Search Committee, we are very thrilled with this proposal from Mr. Wheelahan. He has agreed to, in essence, do our tax recap to the tune of $250. He has also agreed to be a support for our assessor's clerk, which we're very, very excited about. And so suffice it to say that we would like to proceed with this agreement for him to work on the tax rate. And we are thinking of offering him the position when it aligns better with his schedule, so he has to work out his retirement situation. But before that happens, he's agreed to do this work for us, which is a very good sign. He's been very amenable the whole way and he's been with the town of Belchertown, I wanna say 15 or more years. He's got a lot of experience. So we're very happy with this. And I will send it to you.
So you're gonna stay with them or just
He will be
Go to
retiring,
retire?
in the near future. And then afterwards, he has expressed interest in coming here
Yeah.
to do some part-time work, which is
Perfect.
perfect for us.
So. Be nice to
If you want, just look at.
Yes.
Mm,
If,
speak well.
Yes.
I bet you would love to have the support in that office.
The work, there's a lot of work to do, and it's not getting done.
Good, yeah,
Good to know,
it's a good step forward.
right?
Yeah, well, this is just a Band-Aid, and I
Yes.
hope the rest follows.
Yes, it's a stopgap measure.
But a Band-Aid can be helpful in the short term or even a longer term situation.
And
good.
Gail has already reassured me that she will work closely with him on that and get him as much information for him as she can, and I will too, of course, but Gail will. And you also should vote to have the town clerk make sure that he and I are both password members of Gateway. before she
Hmm.
leaves.
Okay.
Because he will be signing things, signing off
Oh,
on
yes, state
things,
stuff, yeah.
and if I'm needed to sign off. The assessors have already voted for both of those things, but if you can word that into your vote
Motion.
to
Okay.
appoint. So we want to get, and we don't want to take David off.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're not doing a motion to take David off.
We may
We're just-
see him
we're
tomorrow
adding.
afternoon.
Okay, yes, all right. So do I hear a motion to accept, Mr. Wellahan's proposal, for setting the tax rate and for giving both the assessor clerk and Mr. Wellahan access to as gateway members for signatures?
So move.
Okay, I'll second that, and, all in favor,
Stalker, aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
All right, I'm gonna sign it. I'll even sign it.
Yay,
Thank you.
I know,
Says-
this is a great
It says
step in the right
dated, so
direction.
dated.
26.
26 already, oh, I think that's great.
I know.
The date is kind of underneath for the select board too. but You got it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. There's that, Leslie.
Excellent.
Yay.
I'll get this to him.
I feel like we've checked something off of our box. We've
Yeah.
been meaning to for so long.
It's a big relief.
Okay, and the next thing is to review and sign the cover letter and payment in lieu of taxes, also known affectionately as a pilot agreement to be sent to Temos to renew their agreement.
Do we have a copy? I haven't seen a copy. Is there a copy then?
Do you want to speak more on that?
Do you want to give us a little?
Just a brief.
Oh, okay, I could tell you that, an agreement was made to the best of the papers that we can find. Kevin Rudden and Becky Torres had negotiated this agreement. And then there was a lot of change in administration and absence of an administrative assessor. What I found indicates that it would have expired in FY 25. So the assessors created this concept to continue it without an expiration date. And assessors can't bill. So I've explained to Brennan and given him 2 sample letters. One to send out in September, that's due November 1st, and one to send out in March, due May 1st, to keep that going. I also said that he might want to speak with Ryan, because Sirius, who also has a agreement, they automatically send monthly payments straight to Ryan. So it might be, there's a better way to do this, but so the cover letters can change as it keeps going, but somehow it's gotta get in the select board calendar that this billing happens in September
and
and, yeah,
the May.
so that it doesn't get forgotten if select board changes or town administrator changes. It's hard to keep these things.
Yeah. You're right, we do need kind of a perpetual calendar. Good point. Okay. Are you satisfied with?
Yeah, it's all good.
Alright, so, do I hear a motion to approve the payment in lieu of taxes agreement for Temenos?
So moved.
Okay, I'll
Oh,
second
you
that.
have there's a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
Thanks. Is it public knowledge or are you allowed to say how much the payment is?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's public knowledge,
$850 a year.
Pardon?
$850 a year. Thank you.
And then I'm sorry, I interrupted you from the rest of the voting.
No, I was waiting for him to sign it. too.
Oh, okay.
All right, all
Second,
those in
please.
favor?
Aye, Stocker, aye.
Make sure you so Neil, aye. So much.
Thank you.
Thank you. As a member of the audience, I wonder if you can put all of your names there, or is there only room for Haley, because it's always.
No,
saying-
it's this that spins around and she catches everybody.
Yeah.
So, it's her. Yeah,
It's
you, sometimes I
I
would
see.
change it to select board meeting name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say for anyone who didn't know, they would think that.
We could wear name
Now I'm
tags.
Haley.
Yes, true.
Good.
Eric was Haley for a while.
See how I don't,
Yeah,
see how
everybody wants
it
to be
has
Haley.
the whole room?
I'm Haley now.
Yeah. You wanna switch? I'll be select board, you can be
Thank you
CS.
so much.
She is working much better on a smaller table because she's actually catching all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where,
makes sense.
on the larger table with the echo, I think we're confusing her. Okay, so now we are on to town administrator update.
So I wanted to start with an update on the police chief search committee.
Oh, yes.
So the job was posted on the 18th. We have gotten some applications in so far, which is promising. So far for committee representation, we have Melissa for the select board, April Stein for the personnel board, me, TA, Mary Jo Johnson from the COA, and Chief Gabriel Ting from Amherst for our law enforcement personnel. And I had asked the school the school committee, if anyone wanted to join, not gotten any responses. So what I'd like to do is increase the community member to 2 positions. That way,
Did you ask the school administration if they wanted to, like?
I sent
Anna or-
several.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah, and they
didn't
sent
want
out
to?
email
Okay.
blasts and.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's,
So I'd like to do that. I have been interviewing folks who submitted applications to be on the committee. They're really interesting. People have some like really awesome answers for wanting to get involved in the town. So I'm
I
hoping to,
think that application is a great idea.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fun. It's actually like, I really like reading why people want to get involved. So I'm hoping to interview everyone by early next week. And if possible, I'd like us to get just a brief meeting so that I can give you all the information you need and you can appoint the people you think would be best.
Look up the confidentiality agreement we had people sign for the TA, search committee.
Okay.
It's probably in the files from that Gabe gave you or in email.
Okay.
Because
I will-
it's confidential until the point in which recommending to the select board.
Awesome. So then if we can get that meeting, then I can schedule a first meeting of the committee in September, which is what I've kind of been telling anyone who asks, applicants or people who've applied to be on the committee is just aim for September. So yeah, so if you 2 want to look at your calendars
Okay.
for next week,
You're talking about next week, we're talking about?
that way I can finish all the interviews that I have. And we've had like 10 people apply, so we've got a lot of traction.
Okay, let's see,
The end of the week's good with me, like Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
I have a personnel board meeting on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
However, this would be how long would we think this meeting?
I don't think it'll take very long. I think no more than a half an hour.
Do you wanna say 4:30? Personnel's at 5:30.
Yeah, we could do
If
that.
we do it Thursday.
I think that works for me, it should.
Why don't we say 4?
At 4? Okay.
Yeah. That way if it takes a little longer.
Yeah, so what I'll have prepared is just who's applied and what their questions were, what their answers were for interview questions.
Okay.
And then you can just read through those and decide. And, yeah, perfect. So I'll get that scheduled. All right, so my next item was I have a meeting with, a potential candidate for interim town clerk tomorrow. I think they're probably gonna be our strongest. person, so if that all goes well and they agree, we can move forward so that there's no break-in service for the clerk's office.
That would be awesome.
And.
This person's an experienced clerk already.
Yeah, they're in another town and they know that this would just be part-time.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to, that was just.
And so. This is an interesting one. So one of the new members on the FinCom is not available on alternating Tuesdays, but they're the wrong alternating Tuesday. So what the FinCom is asking you to consider is if you would move so that instead of doing, I think we do first and third Tuesday,
Yeah, it's every other Tuesday. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
3 meetings in a month.
they would like us to do second and fourth Tuesday so that this member can participate.
Is there a bylaw that states either one needs to be on that date? Was there anything? I don't think this.
Not that I
I
know
don't
of.
think,
Was there something in FinCom that said it had to be the second and the third?
I don't believe
Or
so.
the first? Okay,
Because
just-
they've
I just
also
wanted to
done,
check.
yeah, cause essentially, if we don't move it, she can't attend. And then I wouldn't be able to attend FinCom meetings, cause I'd be meeting with you.
Right.
So-
No, that makes
right,
sense.
right.
Ours usually follow the warrant signing, but as long as we were good about remembering it's not the Tuesday that we're meeting.
Okay.
I think we could do it. Could you give us a calendar of what those meetings would be?
Yes, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, that should work for me.
Yeah, that's it. I always keep my Tuesdays open anyway, just
Mhm.
because
Yeah, it's.
there was times we were meeting every week, so I just leave
Only
Tuesdays.
once would be-
Okay, yeah, I'll make a calendar of that and then send it to you so we can not forget.
Yeah, and that actually might line up better with holidays than the current schedule.
Yes.
Cause it seems
Don't
like
we have
every
to-
third week in a month is a holiday.
Our schedule's gonna be messed up because the special town meeting anyway, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah, we were gonna have to meet them a week earlier anyway,
Yeah,
so, yeah,
Now
just
it's
write us
better.
out a temporary calendar.
I can do that. It also works better with the Mars meeting for the regional school district, because that meeting is next
Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 9th, not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after at 5 o'clock. And that will be open to the public, but I don't have any Zoom information yet.
Can I ask a stupid question? What
Yeah.
is Mars?
Oh, I actually don't remember.
Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Regional,
something regional school.
Um,
It's well, you get these, I get this.
so it's a Massachusetts Regional Association of Schools? No, that's not right. It's Massachusetts Regional something or other.
Yeah, but essentially what it is, it offers a snapshot of each town in the district, you know, giving you information about, you know, your financials,
Picture.
your, enrollment. It just paints,
Expenses.
yeah, it paints a whole picture of the district. You know, cause there's obviously some disagreements amongst the towns and the school. So,
It's data driven
yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's more
rather
data-driven.
than opinion driven of we can't afford that,
Yeah,
or we could afford that,
Right, right, right.
or
And-
what, or in the middle.
and so they'll go over the results at this meeting on the ninth.
And there is a meeting scheduled for that, right, as I recall, what's on. Schedule, it's gonna be on schedule or something?
the
Yeah,
ninth.
for the Mars is the 9th, and then there's supposed to also be a meeting with the superintendent, but I don't think that has been set with, unless I went out recently.
Hang on. I thought I saw something today.
I thought I did too.
Yes. Oh. So the select board? Um. Yeah, I know, right? Email came to me and Haley.
Oh,
Oh, no, it went to Rita.
Is it the
It's the one with
four-town
Dr.
working
Z.
group?
This is a virtual 4 town representatives.
Yes, that's the 9th.
Okay.
And then there's a working group meeting. I don't even know if they're called working group, but essentially what the,
The FinCom group. So
yeah,
finance
like
group.
someone from the FinCom, someone from the select boards of each town. It's all being organized by Lynn Griesmer and Amherst. It's kind of like getting the towns together on the same page. I think there is a meeting for that tomorrow. You got like 9
I think
a.m.
that's what it was.
And
Okay,
It is it's a lot to keep track of on that end.
I know, it really is. Oh,
And then I have two more things on my list, so I know we had wanted to talk about the well repair on the town common that feeds the church. So it was leaking, and we acted to, bring someone in and fix the line. And I know you had questions.
Yeah, your question was about supplying water to the church. So and Mark, the pastor, looked in his records. The only thing we could figure out is decades ago, the town well was connected to the churches with water supply. It did have PFAS in the water supply, so when did we do that, Haley? We gave him a PFAS early on when you first started. Or maybe it was maybe it was right before you started.
Yeah,
We put a filter system in on
I think it was in April.
in April.
Yeah.
The church had been having trouble with the well going dry, multiple times. However, it was the pipe underneath the road that had split, and so the water wasn't going to the church anymore. It was.
So my question is,
what?
basically, whose water is it?
So it's the town's water
Right,
to the church. The church owns a foot and a half out from their building, or a foot out from their building, whatever the footprint is, foot and a half thing. So, I think what what it came down to was the town, Dave put in the trench for the pipe. The town paid the foot and a half line, they paid from the foot and a half line, and then all of the stuff they had to do on the inside of the church. For plumbing and stuff to re-get it there.
right.
Back. To the water supply back.
My issue is just whether or not the town should be in the business of supplying anybody who calls himself a church with anything, with water or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It seems a little unfair, to me, that's all, like unconstitutional, or pick the phrase you wanna pick. Separation of church and state, or whatever you wanna call it, any of those things would fit the bill in my book.
But the town already did decades ago.
Right.
So we have been.
No, I know we
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
But I just get a little nervous about a situation where, we're getting letters from people saying that the roads need potholes fixed and this and that, and get the road crew working, digging a ditch for a church what are we digging a ditch for the church for? I don't understand. That's me. And I'm not in any trying to pick on them at all. I'm not. It doesn't really matter what religion they are, or what anything, doesn't matter to me. Just, it's sort of like, that's all.
I think if we didn't have the town well already feeding the church, we could probably make that argument but it was already tied in decades ago by some other select board. You know,
Well, what would happen now if someone, it wasn't a select board, but if someone really complained about it, what would happen? Aren't we liable, aren't we, at some level, aren't we sort of violating the law here? Or no?
I don't think so.
know.
You're talking about separation of church and
Yeah, yeah.
state, right?
Yeah, basically, it's like,
I think in this case, this is being a good neighbor, and whatever that agreement was, and there's nothing really I know I've looked at minutes to try to find it
oh, I know it's.
some way, and there was no ever,
Going on forever.
right? And it may not have been a recorded vote, it may have been, I don't know that it falls under church and state more than it's being a good neighbor, because where else would they get the water from? They can't they can't dig a well in a foot and a half of space. Right,
Right,
cause then we own the land around them,
I know
and you
someone who
can't
might
not have
the
water.
answer. I
Oh,
can
okay.
check with Donna.
Donna would have the answer, in fact, she made
Yeah, I
all
think-
the
yeah.
agreement.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, she'd actually be a good one to talk to.
right, so,
I'm just, as much as anything, it's a part of it, it's a little offensive to me, frankly. But it also just sort of, I just wonder about in terms of town liability, whether or not, like, at some point, somebody says, hey, wait a minute. We get in this ugly situation, that's all. It seems like a potentially ugly situation. Even if it isn't something that's 30 years old or whatever.
I think it was long before that.
Probably before
Yeah.
that, you're right. Anyway,
But
but yeah, Donna's a good person to
Yeah.
talk to.
Yeah.
I'll see what she says. Maybe she'll recommend that we just do like an agreement with them. something
Right.
Like that.
I think, and this is only from private well to private well people. So if you have a house and you've been supplying someone water, I think the cutoff is 20 years. you can't cut them off, you have to. It's it's
That may be
considered-
true too, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's that, I could be wrong on the number of years, but if two houses are tied by the same well, you can't just cut someone off.
Right.
You know, so.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
That may be also correct, I just don't know.
yeah.
But Donna
I
probably
personally
doesn't,
don't think this falls under the whole church,
yeah,
but, cause I looked it up, I've looked it up a little bit, and I don't think it does. I could be wrong, but,
right.
I think it's just being, good neighbor.
I'm willing to, yeah, if Donna wants to, can look into it, that'd be great.
I can have.
I think I'd like, I'd love to hear her opinion on it.
Yeah.
I always love legal opinions.
And then my last
Well, wait,
item.
hold,
Oh,
just
sure.
going back, for years, we supplied water to the parsonage prior to it being sold privately, right?
That was to do with. contamination.
Yeah, but we still,
Mm.
That's how.
isn't it funny that
the
we had the
town took
contamination here?
responsibility, and
Yeah.
that was an unwritten agreement too.
Yeah.
Mm.
We do have a town meeting vote for private person. And I do have the sequencing box on the assessor's office that I can show you before you
Okay.
all done.
That might be important to have.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that, I've never.
Yeah, and I will say that a resident came into the assessor's office when they were working and asked me, and I said, I don't know, it's a town administrator question, and she walked out the door, so you have a little.
Yeah, right. I'm just curious as much as anything else, I'm curious.
Right.
It's like, why, it's, well, we have this arrangement, it's just a little weird to me.
Yes.
Are Thanksgiving buildings served by that well currently, besides the church or?
I don't think
It
there's,
was
a-
dug for the 1829 town hall, and then that went out of use. I do believe the church goes back farther than.
Further than that.
you did.
I-
I think the church was, at that time, there wasn't, it's a smaller community, people just know, were good neighbors.
yes, good neighbors.
But that's a long time ago.
Do you have any other buildings?
No, all of their
Oh.
buildings in the
Hmm.
1829 building is cut off, which is
Right.
probably a big
Yeah.
disappointment for me.
Yeah.
It seems like any building should have it, the 1829, but we don't really use it.
Which, and this is a whole different can of worms, but their septic, where does the septic go? Cause there's, the 1.5 isn't big enough for a septic tank either.
That's also,
Oh, it is all in the common.
Really?
So there's a septic tank there too. Well,
All right,
Okay.
ask Donna about that, too.
so obviously the town thought enough to add these things to the church.
No, I think Leslie's
The
point is good, like a lot of these
library
agreements were made back,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
There were 200 people lived in town or whatever, you know.
And everybody went to the church.
And everybody went to church and all that stuff, so they just made the agreement, you know, but we're not there now, it's not how the thing.
No,
things
but if
run.
we're already established, we can't undo.
Right, well,
You know,
well, I think just start, let's just get Donna's opinion.
yeah, no, yeah.
See what she says.
Works
And maybe
for me.
we formalize it with an agreement.
Right,
Yeah,
Cause I think that might show people that, we are making a distinction.
Yeah.
Should be good. So my last item is, has to do with the building committee and basement renovation.
Yeah.
So, essentially, and there's an aside to that too, which is that I think the building committee has felt like things are happening in town that they're not necessarily privy to. We had that issue with the school where, their tank was leaking for, like a very long time, and nobody had told the building committee that, we need to get this fixed. So I know that they are interested in doing a joint meeting. I did say to them that, September is gonna be special town meeting season, so if you're okay with it, can we wait till early October? And they were amenable to that. So I think what they're looking for is some support around their charge. And then also what we both need cleared up, and for my clarity as well, is in regards to this particular project. Are they overseeing the renovations? Are they overseeing the budget? There was a difference of opinions. I know some months ago, I think it was July, I wanna say, you had given me the go-ahead to do, to purchase soundproofing panels and the curtains and table and stuff. And so some of that has already happened. But should that fall under building maintenance was their question. So I wanna make sure that I bring that to your attention.
Okay. So they wanna have a joint meeting with the select board?
Mhm.
Okay, we can schedule that.
And that'll be early October.
That's okay, that's a good idea.
And that'll be based on the new schedule.
Yeah.
So if we pivot, are we meeting twice? Like, are we meeting also next week, or do we skip that?
You know what, we could add in, to pivot, we could add in an extra meeting in case there's anything
Okay.
that we need to handle. I think it's easier to add a meeting.
When is the special town meeting? What do we?
That is the 30th of September.
Okay,
So if we pivot to the new schedule, it would be the select board meeting, the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th of September.
Okay. That's what, see, that's one of those ones where we end up with three in the, but I mean, that's fine, it's,
Yeah, it happens
Yeah.
every once in a while.
the second, I'm sorry, what is that? Second?
The 2nd of September, the 16th, and the 30th. And then for
Alright.
early October, we'd probably be looking at the 14th would be your first regular.
14th
meeting.
and 28th.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm just looking at the. 25th, okay.
You just mentioned the special town meeting thing. Maybe I was looking on the website today, maybe it's there somewhere, but God knows where it is.
Yeah, I can work with the web committee.
It seems like. this one-
We haven't got our.
Seems like it's
the
like when
warrant
people
set
go to
But yeah,
meeting,
right,
we could at least do like maybe like a
An
save the date
announcement.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Tom,
Did you just confirm that we'll not?
Right.
Okay, because that's for the test.
yeah, so the 2nd, 16th, 30th, 14th, and 28th. I will adjust my calendar.
Yes.
Yep, I don't see, I think she worked fine.
Well, it's my Tuesday, so it's anyway.
No, same, no matter what, if it's
Right.
FinCom or
Yeah,
select board.
yeah.
Yeah, you do the good RS, save the date for the meeting. And what are your thoughts on the more immediate, which is the basement?
Oh, the renovations for the basement?
Yes.
So I understand where the buildings committee might be coming from as far as maintenance and such, but I think the decorating piece of it, I don't know that that falls necessarily underneath the
Okay.
building committee charge or how, the furniture that select board would like to have for their meetings. I don't think that falls under. That's more our preferences and, it was the project that we, well, with Gabe and you, was brought forward and we asked the money from the town meeting to do. So, the decorating and such, I think is. I don't know that that falls under building committee,
Okay.
knowing that there's this maintenance and repair and infrastructure and that sort of thing.
And are you,
That's just my opinion. Did you have some other opinion, Eric?
I mean, I have no problem with, as long as I'm not doing it.
Okay, well, that's fine.
No,
okay, and I guess so just for that, like. It's not really decorating and it's not really maintenance about acoustic panels. What do you think that falls under?
I still think that's decorating.
Okay.
Personally. That's just my opinion, but I think it's.
yeah,
partly
I'm okay with that,
decorating,
that's
yeah.
fine.
I'm
I mean,
thinking
there's certainly enough
infrastructure
stuff-
like electrical repairs, like, boilers, leaks in pipes, like all of that, like,
Mm.
but, curtains or furniture or, aesthetics is more.
Yeah, I would assume in
stuff.
general is enough to do in town in terms of broken this
Yeah.
and broken that, and this isn't
Yeah.
leaks and that, whereas. I can't believe it's not,
Our past town administrator would do most of, there's although she dabbled with the infrastructure stuff too.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
Like
be really
air
honest.
conditioners or, or the, not air conditioner window, but the mini split.
Oh, yeah.
thing
Well,
for-
Frank particularly brought up a good point about how, fire station once, their mini split is broken, and
From
I
the
know.
surge that we had again. also.
And then the one in the collector assessor's office is also defective, so it would be a good function for the building committee to do like a town, if we're gonna do it for one department, do it
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's more of what, that's also part of what they wanted to talk about in October.
In October, okay.
Yeah,
And I think the fire station has pretty much done their own stuff. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
That, I haven't been here long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I-
not sure that,
Always did take care of it, so.
Yeah, he used to do a lot of maintenance down there,
Right.
installation and stuff, yeah, yeah, and I think Tim took care of the stuff at the highway department.
things-
I could be wrong there too, yeah,
things can change.
they keep changing.
Like,
So, sure, we'll add them to the October meeting, and October meeting. Okay,
That's all I have.
all right.
okay, that's it. Hey,
Yeah.
Brennan, I have a question for you. With this table, does it sound better to you?
Sounds fine.
Yeah, it certainly sounds better on my end.
Okay. And you get
And
to
it-
see all of the more.
It also helps when members out in the audience do come up and get closer to the owl.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Perfect, I wanted to check since this was the first time of this situation.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that input.
ya.
All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn us?
So moved,
Okay, I'll second that, all in favor?
Stalker eye.
Make peace on your life.
Right.
Awesome,
All right.
thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Brennan.
Thanks.
Everybody
guys.
else left online.
Yeah, right.